Hi friends! Thank you for stopping by my channel. My name is Laura if you don't already know me. I am in beautiful Phoenix, Arizona on a trail I've never done before. And I am going to be talking today about basically what happened during Aconcagua and why I did not summit. So before we get started, I just wanted to say, I was looking at my analytics last weekend. A lot of people that have been watching are not also subscribed. So just want to take a quick second. Takes 1 second. There's that little subscribe button down there. It'll help me out and you'll get notified when I put a new video out. So it's a win-win. Awesome. Okay, now that that's done. So basically June 30th, 31st is when I was going to be summiting Aconcagua of this past year, and then so end of last year, beginning of this year is when I did Aconcagua. It was 18 days long. I had kind of like all-inclusive. That sounds weird when you're like, I don't know, roughing it. But yeah, so that just included like all my food and guide and all, them helping you get the permit and all that kind of stuff. So I did that. 4 other people were on my team, and basically it's an 18-day hike. Or I had called it hike a few times, and people would be like, it's not a hike, it's a, I don't know what they told me I have to call it, just because it's more intense than a hike. But anyways, I still call it a hike. So basically it takes a few days to get to base camp. Once we were at base camp, we did some hikes around, and it was really beautiful. We actually had really great weather at base camp. When you're on a mountain like that, that's going to be, you know, obviously like the summit, since Aconcagua is the highest peak in South America. It's obviously the highest peak then out there. There's not going to be any other mountains or anything like that to shield any kind of wind, so you know that you're going to for sure get wind, but on top of that, you know, it's just gonna be more volatile than most other mountains. So, so basically, you're looking once you're at base camp to see what the weather's gonna be like. We knew the 29th, which was gonna be like a couple days from now, was just gonna be really terrible weather. So we had kind of planned that we were just kind of gonna be stuck somewhere that day, and then. But then we, so basically, then we got to go up to Camp 3 after we had taken that time off on the 29th for volatile weather. The 30th actually was beautiful weather for hiking, but obviously since we couldn't get to Camp 3 on the 29th, we just had to hike just to Camp 3 that day. By that point, we were only 700 meters in elevation to go from reaching the summit, so it's super high up there. You're kind of not feeling too great. I don't think anyone is feeling too great around you. I feel like Camp 3 was where I probably actually somehow felt almost the best. I think it's just because I was excited, like I'd gotten there and there's not a crazy amount to go. So from there, then you go to bed that night on the 30th, hoping for the best the next day. And I remember throughout the night, all of a sudden, just being able to hear the wind. It was just like, it was so insane going against, like, the wind was just having like a cave in. I just knew, I was pretty just sad in that moment because I knew that there was probably a very slim chance that we were going to be allowed to do anything, let alone honestly more for our safety of getting down and stuff too. So our guide came at 1 a.m. Because that's around when we were going to be starting our summit push. Came to our tent and was like, there's just literally zero way that we can do anything. Like, not only can we not go up, like we can't even go down. It's too dangerous right now. We just kind of have to try to wait out the storm and see where there's like a one hour window peak, so we can at least get down like the most dangerous part. And then kind of from there, you're a bit more sheltered, so it'll be a little bit better. So just being super close to the top, but like for me, I always felt like, well, if it was going to be like a weather issue, as long as it's not my body, it's not a big deal. But it was almost like more frustrating because it was so out of my control and I was so ready to go that, yeah, it was just all around very frustrating. So anyways, it was, in that moment, it was just kind of is what it is. I just want to kind of be able to get down safely. Like, you can't even get outside. Like, it was just absolutely insane. And then, so basically we had to wait, I think until around like 11 a.m. And then all the groups kind of gathered together. So there was more, guides to like assist us trying to get down. And I just feel like we were like getting like thrown from assistant to assistant, like throwing us down from place to place because the weather, it was just still so windy. So anyways, kind of just long story on that. You know, then we continued. We pushed pretty hard to then kind of get down the whole mountain, which still took a couple days. But anyways, that kind of is actually in a nutshell. If anyone doesn't follow me, but you kind of found this for the reason of you're going to be doing Aconcagua, that is super normal. Aconcagua actually has a, oh gosh, there's bugs, sorry. Aconcagua actually has an 18% success rate. And when I saw that, I was like, okay, well, I'll just train super hard for it and like be in good shape for this mountain and I'll be fine. But you know, it wasn't until I was talking to so many people that didn't summit, and it was literally just a weather issue. And of course there's going to be people that have altitude sickness and have to go down, which of course I saw lots along the way. They're not in as good a shape, or any reason out there that you're not summiting. But on top of that, I would say the main reason actually people aren't summiting is because of the weather. It's actually just really sad. So again, if you're watching this and just looking for tips on Aconcagua, I'm going back this year. I have it booked, but I'm doing it differently. So I've only hired, so I'm doing it with one other guy, one of the guys that was on my team last year. We don't have a guide. We don't have any like game plan. Basically, we've hired donkeys to bring our stuff to base camp, and then food at base camp. But we can stay at base camp as long as we want. So that's super cool. So that's the route that I'm going with. And then once you're at base camp, you basically are just sitting there waiting for a few day weather window. And those weather windows will happen. But I mean, if we had to sit down there a week or whatever, it's a cool little place, and just do some hikes around there. So that's my game plan at the end of this year. That is my overall 2019 goal that I'm super excited about. I'll come down the mountain, hopefully healthy, and have summited, and that actually will be my 30th birthday. So should be an exciting time all around. But yeah, if I were, the thing is, if I were to do it over again, I probably wouldn't do anything differently, because weather is out of my control, and I wouldn't feel comfortable understanding the mountain beforehand maybe. But if I kind of if I knew some people that all want to do it together, kind of you each take a section of understanding what you need to do in different situations, and you kind of put all your thoughts together. So those are kind of just my overall, what kind of happened with me with Aconcagua, and how I plan on going about it, so that I hopefully successfully summit in the future. Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you have not yet, make sure you subscribe. If you found this video helpful or enjoyed it at all, please make sure to give it a thumbs up, and I will see you next time for another topic. Make sure you keep living life.